Alright, hi soul family, this video is for everyone. I want every single person to see this video. I want you to share this video. I feel very strongly that this is something that everybody needs to be aware of. And it does relate to the service industry, but I'm going to make this one about waiters specifically, service in restaurants specifically, because I've got years and years of experience in the service industry. I started working when I was very, very young. I was still in high school. I started working in a coffee shop. I'm 41 years old now. But I've been out of the service industry for a couple of years now. And this is not the sort of video that I could make, even as a joke, even as a cry for help. If I was still in the service industry, if I was still a waiter, if I was in any sort of hospitality industry, there's no way on this planet that I could make this video. And by making this video, I am probably rendering myself completely and utterly unemployable in the hospitality industry, in the service industry in actual fact. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I am all right with that. A couple of years ago, I literally just walked out of a restaurant. I said to myself, this is enough. No more than this, you know. I was completely at breaking point. I was suicidal. I was drinking myself halfway to death. And you know what? I wasn't the only one. It was almost everybody else. And that is still going on today. So you can call this video whatever you want to call it. You can call it a whistleblower video. You can call it a getting even. You can call it a revenge video. I don't actually give a fuck, you know. But it is September now in South Africa, and I'm going to mostly relate my experience to South Africa because that's where my experience is, sort of like along the coastal area. I'm in Cape Town at the moment. Majority of my hospitality experience, especially as a waiter, is in Cape Town, and this video is about waiters. But you know what? It is one of the most thankless, demeaning, abusive, gaslighting, just horrible industries to be working in. And yes, you normally make a lot of money, but the price that you pay for that money is just, it's so high. And it's such a difficult industry to get out of as well, because the money is always flowing, but the money is never solid, you know. It's a very, very difficult industry to get out of. And I think that is the reason why a lot of people that are waiters, they remain that way, because it's you are broken down to the point that you don't believe there's anything else that you can do, and you're always looking for the better restaurant to work in, a place where you can make more money. And it's a little bit of having the foot on the brake and the gas simultaneously, because when you normally get into the place where you make lots of money, it's usually also the place where you have to endure a lot more abuse. And when I say abuse, I mean, I have personally experienced, being shouted at, screamed at, insulted. And I'm not talking about mild insults. I'm talking about being sworn at in your face, being screamed at in your face, being told, what a fucking idiot you are, and what a loser you are, and how useless you are. And this would be if you make a mistake as small as probably, I don't know, typing in rice instead of chips, for example, And a lot of times, and I really want to appeal to you, I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy your holiday season, but I'm just making this because I know that, in South Africa, summer's coming, and like across the world, really. And if you're coming to South Africa, I want you to see, I hope that you see this video, because, as a waiter, you normally come to your table like, hi, good day, my name is Adrian. And, sometimes you really have to fake it. You have to be rolling on lots of energy drinks and stuff like that because you don't get enough sleep. If you don't do, or let's rather say, if you're not willing to almost be, all up, in the dirty parts of whoever's running the show, the manager, the head waiter, whoever, then, you get punished by all these things. You'll get like a terrible section where for a fact you won't make any money. You don't get sleep. Again, it's so dehumanizing. It's such a dehumanizing environment to be in. And of course, a lot of people will say, well, why don't you appeal to like the labor law and stuff like that? If you do something like that, it goes on your record and you literally become unemployable. Nobody's going to give you a chance. And, you know, if you come to Cape Town, yeah, I've worked at some of these restaurants, especially if you come to an area called like the V&A Waterfront, maybe a nice area called like Sea Point, Camps Bay. That's all the more upmarket, elite sort of areas. That is where waiters want to go, where they want to work, because that's where they make money. But that is where they get abused the worst. You don't get enough sleep. You hardly get time to eat usually. You know, you are carrying food around for other people. But sometimes, and more often than not, I'm not talking about isolated events, more often than not, you won't get time to have a bread roll. It'll usually be something, it can easily get you fired if you even, you know, just have like a little piece of bread or something at the back while you're running past giving other people food. So a lot of times, the people who serve you food are hungry themselves. They don't have time to get water. They're probably not allowed to keep any drinks at the back. They don't have or they're not given the common decency of actually going to the bathroom just to do a number one. That is how bad it is. And so next time, you know, when you want to blow up in your waiter's face about whatever, I want you to really think about it. These people usually get paid below minimum wage, more often than not. And you know, again, what can you do? If you do anything about it, you know, you go on the blacklist. All these restaurant people know each other, and it's one of those industries. If somebody calls you for a reference, even if the people just didn't like you for whatever reason, it becomes so personal. They'll give you a horrible, horrible recommendation, and they will often lie. Okay, it is one of the industries that take so much concentration. You have to really be on top of your game. I was a brilliant waiter, but it takes so much from you. I missed birthdays, funerals, weddings. I had to work on my own birthday. In actual fact, on my own birthday, when I turned 21, I planned a party for the Saturday, and I was working, and I was so tired that I didn't even realize that my birthday was on the Wednesday until people started to wish me happy birthday. That is the level of draining that you're going through. Okay. Also, the other thing, you know, people have this way of saying things, and they often think that that they are not being heard. You know, look at that person, they're so fat, they're so pathetic, look at how slow they move. You know, like, what took you so long? And the implication is there. Or like, you know, they're so old and they're still a waiter and stuff like that. And I want you to remember that you are dealing with human beings here. All right? I used to work at this beautiful, beautiful restaurant in an area called Neisner, which is in South Africa, beautiful by the coast, beautiful town. And we had this general manager that was running this place. This woman would stand on the tips of her toes and swear at you and shout at you with spit literally flying in your face. And then, you know, 5 minutes later, it's a joke. You know, you're supposed to be okay with it. I've had experiences where, for example, I was a restaurant manager. I would get crapped on for every single fucking thing. Everything is your fault. You know, and I remember this one time, it was the 31st of December, and so just picture this. It's the 31st of December, you are drained. You are totally, totally drained by the time you come to work. You come to work, everybody's on high alert, everything is running, and so we ended the evening, everybody's happy, everybody counted down, you know, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. You're also like, Happy New Year, you know. And you are really just happy because you are getting money. So you are literally selling your soul, your humanity, your integrity, your self-respect. You're selling it for money. And again, people will say, well, why don't you just get out of it? It really isn't that simple. It's difficult because whilst the money is always flowing and people think that waiters make money all the time, you can make a lot of money the one night, and then 2-3 days, for even 5 days, you make no money because people say, well, you made a lot of money, so now you shouldn't make money. So you don't always make a lot of money. That is the one thing that I want people to realize, that and the busier the restaurant is, the less money you typically make, because you know it's difficult. The kitchen's running, you running. It's difficult to get things on time to people. You know, everybody's crapping on your head. You can't feel what you feel, so you get all these insults coming to you from the kitchen, from your manager, from your colleagues, from the staff, everybody. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And you know what? The moment you even raise your eyebrow, whoever's in charge will normally tell the hostess, the maitre d', whatever you want to call them, to not seat people in your section or to seat the worst people in your section. And there's nothing that you can do about it, you know. And I think that's why waiters drink so much. I mean, I used to drink like a fish when I was in the waitering industry. In actual fact, I used to even at some point, I used to even do cocaine just to be able to be present, you know. It was hard. I mean, even thinking back now, I left the hospitality industry years ago. And for years, I didn't have the courage that it would take to make this sort of video, because you still have that whole who's going to crap on your head sort of thing. But anyway, so 31st of December, so as a manager, you normally have like a food account. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to, max out my food account. I'm going to ring up food for everybody. We're going to share it. I got 2 bottles of champagne, well, bubbly from the restaurant for New Year's, which I thought was very, very generous, actually. And so I said to everybody, you know what? We've been working. You missed your parties with your friends and your family and everything. So, what is the point of me going home, having these 2 bottles of bubbly on my own, which I quite easily could, And I said, let's just share it. So everybody can have like 2 glasses. Obviously, it's just like a little bit, because, 2 bottles between about, say, plus minus 15, 20, 15, 18 people about. It's not that much. And, we just wish each other a good new year, and I said, thank you for your service, and, wish you all the best. And because what people don't realize is that as a waiter, you don't typically have people around you. You don't even get to spend time with your actual family, even when you stay in the same house, because you are never home. And when you're home, you are tired. And when you're off, you need to get things done, like laundry and shopping and, go to the doctor, the dentist, and whatever. You can hardly keep a pet because you're hardly able to look after it. I got taken out so badly, or taken on rather so badly, for drinking with the staff. You would literally swear that I threw a party. And we were actually at the back porch where nobody could see us. I don't know who decided to see us in the middle of the night. Maybe some sad person went for a walk at 1:30 on the 1st of January and felt that they needed to let the owners know. But I was like, what are you talking about? Nobody's underage. None of these people have lives. Tomorrow morning they have to be back here again. Where is your humanity? And there are so many examples of just how dehumanizing it was. For example, because I've had quite a lot of amazing, exceptional training. So even though the place in this small town called Neisner gave me, a lot of, let's call it low blows, they also gave me very good training. So I came to this restaurant in Cape Town, and I was actually approached by the owners, because I was doing very well, and I would always take like a new person under my wing. I like to help. And so, Wednesdays was my off day. And that's the other thing. You can easily lose your off day just like that. You come to work for a single shift, they tell you, listen, you're working double, that's it. If you're saying no, it's going to be a huge problem for you. You can prepare yourself to make no money probably for the next 2 to 3 weeks. But you still have to come to work, You get all these false warnings and accusations that you will normally get against you. And so the owners actually asked me to, on Wednesdays on my off day, to do some training with the staff and to help them. And I said, okay. And they made an offer to me. It was a very generous offer. Everybody started to do really well. Next thing, I'm not being paid for it anymore, because why should I be paid? Like literally, why should you be paid? And like the owners at the time, they were Turkish, and there's this broken Turkish accent, very arrogant, like, why you should pay you? You come here, you think you are Michael Jackson. My hair used to be like short and like spiky back in the day. You come here, you think you are so amazing, you are Michael Jackson. You want to take over, who do you think you are? And then I don't only not get paid, so now I've done a whole month of training, and I'm supposed to get paid for this at the end of the month. I've done a whole month of training, I'm not getting paid for that. And I get paid short on my wages for my daily wage, which more often than not is below minimum wage. So I just want to make you aware that when you come, especially to Cape Town or anywhere in South Africa, when you come around and you go to a restaurant, please be respectful towards the service. Be respectful towards the waiters. People have this way of not seeing waiters as people. They see you as almost like servants. See them as people. These people are, often have quite a passion for doing what they do. And it's usually you as the clients that take it away, because, you can take, or I would rather speak from my own experience and all my friends that I know from the hospitality industry we can take the abuse from the bosses and, whoever. There's always some arrogant waiter bouncing around, because when you've been in a abusive situation for long enough, you become abusive yourself in order to actually remain functional within it. Sort of makes logical, psychological sense. But you can take it from all of that. But when you get guests, clients, then they treat you like really shitty, and they want to almost throw it in your face. They're going to give you money, or you run yourself halfway to death for them. This is the one thing that always blows my mind. You will get a table, and more often than not, it will be quite rich people, because a lot of the restaurants I worked in, they were very upmarket. So let's say you get 3-4 couples coming around. They order everything expensive. Champagne, actual champagne, oysters, the most expensive stuff off the menus and whatever. And then they sort of have this whole bickering among each other. No, I want to pay. No, let me pay. No, don't you pay, man. Let me pay. I'm going to pay. You deserve it. You paid last time. All this two-faced crap that people normally have going on with each other. And then here's the thing that always blows my fucking mind. Then the person who actually eventually ends up paying, the corner that they cut is this person who's been serving them. They give them the worst stuff. I mean, seriously, have a heart, have some respect, not just for others, but actually for yourself. And, I really want to ask you, I saw this picture on Instagram, and I think this is what sparked it for me, because, I've been out of the hospitality industry for, as I said, a couple of years now. And then I actually went into the call center industry, which is just as bad, because on the phone you can say whatever to whoever, because you don't see them face to face, which is actually worse sometimes. So think about it next time you call into a call center and feel it's okay for you to say whatever you want to say to whoever you want to say. That's a person on the other end of the line. All right. And when you go to the hospitality industry, it's a person on the other end of the line. And sometimes you want to ask yourself, why are you getting bad service? Because the one thing that happens a lot over, especially the holidays, is that there will just be somebody, usually more than one person, who doesn't come to work. And so the loyal person who actually does come to work is literally only capable of doing so much. And then that is the person that gets all the crap. Really think about it. You're on vacation, and I'm not condoning really horrible service, because sometimes you do get that. But more often than not, people don't get proper training. People get treated like absolute rubbish. The staff, they get treated like absolute rubbish. As I said, you often, just think about it, if you ever needed to run around for, let's say, 4 hours, even more than that, I'm not even exaggerating. Think about it, if you ever run around 4 hours straight, panicking, stress mode, not sure which way to go, what to do, everybody wants everything from you, everybody's shouting at you, everybody's screaming at you, everybody's insulting you. And you're not able to get yourself water, you haven't eaten, you're hungry, you're not able to go to the bathroom. And you're also not allowed to make a mistake, because the smallest mistake you make, you usually have to pay for that. So I just want to appeal to you, next time when you do go again to a restaurant, try to bear in mind that you are dealing with a human being here. You are dealing with someone that has to run their ass off to help you, to serve you, while you are able to sit back and relax, And if you go to a busy place and you're not prepared to wait, then I'm going to say don't go there. Because that one complaint that you make towards a waiter sometimes, that could cost that person their job. That could cost that person their money. Trust me when I'm telling you, the rules don't apply in this industry. These people have no rights. They get no leniencies whatsoever. So I just want to, I want to appeal to, yes, go out, support, be generous, be kind. But also remember that you're dealing with a human being. Remember that these people can hear you when you say these ugly things about you. There's these little, you get these people that sometimes they will literally make fun of you to your face. And then they want to turn around and say, hey, you know. So I really want to appeal to you. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy wherever you go, whenever you go. But if ever someone else is in service of you, respect that, because they deserve that. Okay. And I really, as I said, I want you to share this with everyone. I want you to let people know that, or to make you aware, because I think sometimes we're just not aware of it. I've heard people say before, oh, well, I'm going to give them a bad tip because they get paid. Those people get paid next to nothing, and a lot of times they do get paid nothing. Think of the karma that you are creating. And now I'm really hungry. So since I'm no longer in the hospitality industry, I'm going to go eat now, But yeah, just an appeal for my brothers and sisters that are still out there. I wish you all the best. Namaste. Love and light.